My budget. Thank you, everyone. Alex and Johnny, thank you guys so much for doing this with us. It's interesting to me to see sort of what, the work that we're nominated for. I guess this year it's Burning Flesh and Water. So, thank you to Burning Flesh and Water.
Important looking pirates. You better know how to do water.
After watching The Last of Us, and I walked by the mushroom aisle, it's actually a little bit problematic, so I blame you for the horrifying visuals.
That's been me for the last 6 years.
Yeah, can you still eat mushrooms?
When I see cordyceps, vitamins, I'm like, that's not a good idea. Season 2 of The Last of Us, so much of it is about scope. The first time I ever read the script with the burning bloater, I thought of ILP. Like, Craig just loved the shot of just a little bit of ash that falls in the snow. That is why I love ILP.
The emotion that comes across through the visual effects is really what makes it so transcendent.
On The Penguin, this show was characters at the core of every frame. So therefore, the visual effects had to just melt away and be invisible.
When you see him call his mom and you cut back to the waves, you just feel for him.
I got a version of the flood from beginning to end as one long sequence. I pitched it as digital dailies. We felt it was worth it to preserve the naturalness of the sequence, as if it were just filmed like that.
Really, I think the visual effects here enables the story in a way that wouldn't otherwise be possible.
The lighting, the explosion, the integration's really well done.
We decided we weren't going to use any blanks. We needed that interactive light from the muzzle flashes. We miniaturized some strobe electronics so that the actors could pull the trigger and light up the scene. The first time we tried it, everyone just sort of knew without saying, wow, this is so visceral.
Julian and I had a drink up the street, and Colin Farrell was outside. For a brief moment, it flashed in my head, hey, I'm doing a thing for the Penguin. Maybe I should invite him. And then, the look of confusion on his face of, why are these two guys coming to hang out in the place that I just walked out of? I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. So, but that was my Penguin moment of the day.
On a show like The Last of Us, how do you sort through the vendors and what goes into the decision-making process?
Everyone that puts out reels, I watch them because that's my only way to keep a pulse on the industry.
But it really boils back to the talent of the artist and the person and individual, them having a vision for the work.
That's very much Dream Machine's worldview as well, which is when we go and evaluate an acquisition, most people assume we go straight for the income statement and the financials, but we actually don't. We start with the reel every single time, and those who have sort of tripped up in this industry as companies-wise, vendor side, I think have forgotten a little bit about that.
And that's such an HBO thing. If there was something in the last one we didn't have the budget for, but we just feel we really need this, they would never just say no.
HBO is just so supportive of what the showrunners think is best to tell the story.
We're all better off for it because you get this amazing cinematic quality that you didn't once get to the same degree.